Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is the 12th of January 2022. And if you haven't heard about cryptocurrency up to this day, I would be very surprised. So I think we're getting more and more into the phase of mainstream adoption. And with that, I think it's a massive opportunity for anyone out there really to really buckle down and grasp at least as a little bit about this space before the space comes to them. If you think about the internet, I was a young kid. I grew up without a computer back in the days. I remember we had our first computer with storage space of 2 GB. So that was a decent hardware back then, 2 GB. And I remember my first Word document I had to write for an essay I had to do at school, and it took me about, I don't know, like 5 hours to type in one page, because I never used a typing machine or anything. So anyways, I remember that time, and the computer came into our house, and it was obviously interesting because you can play some games. So I remember we put in a game called Lucky Luke and a game called Rayman, and that took up basically the whole space. But yeah, so that's how I got introduced into the world of computer. And I just remember people told me like, oh yeah, it's really complicated, and we always needed somebody that is gonna fix the computer for us. And funny enough, it always kind of went worse or became worse whenever this person showed up who was a self-made computer expert. And so time goes by. We have iPods, and then we had smartphones, and I always was like, hesitant and thought if people are gaming all the time, they're wasting their time. And so I never really got to learn a lot about computer. And now I see, I kind of wish I would have told myself, or I wish I would have known that a lot about the world we live in nowadays is about computers. And I think the same will happen, or even in a bigger scheme will happen about cryptocurrencies. So you now see, for example, China in their Olympics, they want to implement the digital yuan. So that's a massive step towards mass adoption. But the question here is, in what direction does it go? Do you want to have CBDCs, or that's basically central bank digital currencies? So currencies that are owned and issued by a central bank, which already has it in the name, it's central, and they issue it, and they have certain laws and rules within it, and they can make certain deals that if you do this, then we can do this. Bottom line, if you don't behave, we can take your money, or you cannot spend it on things we don't want you to spend it. So that's one path that it could lead down to. But there's also the other side where we can really, because we have tools now where we can really build amazing community-driven projects, where we have more freedom, where we have more open markets, and a lot of options to really use this technology to better the world. And I think it's a lot of people that I listen to in the crypto space do really have that fundamental of, hey, we want to change something, we want to do and make this planet and life on this planet a better world. And through some lucky circumstances, I got into cryptocurrencies. I got pushed into by a friend. I think I would have never looked at it if he wouldn't have pushed me. And I'm a person that always needs a little bit of a push. Otherwise I won't, I just wouldn't have had the patience and the courage to go into this space. And so I jumped into it, and I had to learn about finance. I had no idea how people invest and what you have to look at, and interpreting technical graphs or trading. Like, it was just not my world at all. As I said, computers, I always thought it was a waste of time to learn about this stuff. And so here I am sitting buying Bitcoin, and I see a number on the screen and I have no clue why that's money and what I'm supposed to do with this, and I had to learn about all the underlying technicals and all the craziness, and now 5 years in, I've learned quite a bit, and on a sudden I'm a person that people ask how to invest and what to look for, and I realize like, wow, I actually gained quite some knowledge, even though I don't think I'm an expert at all, but I have some knowledge about this space. And so I also, what it gives me is I can see certain things go in a weird direction or in a direction I don't like, and it's very powerful to just to know that. So I know, that's something I want to be careful with, so I'm not going to go down that path. For example, CBDCs, I probably would have never known if I wouldn't know about this space, and I would just accept it. And I think a big majority of humanity might go that path if they don't educate yourself. So it really boils down to that. It's very, very important, I think, in this time to get yourself a glass of wine, get yourself some snacks, and sit down and make a list, a plan, or something to learn a little bit about this space, because knowledge is really powerful, and I think it's very important that we all learn to work and find our way in this space to see a better future. I think that's fundamentally very important, and I think we've seen a lot of things happen in the planet in the past decades, and especially the past years, where we just see like there's too much centralized power, and because of that also too much manipulation of things. And I think we're all tired of it. At least I think I am. I want to see, where we can go and what we can do. And I think it is the thing is it needs us all. It needs our responsibility. It needs our will, because nobody's going to do it for us. So we have to kind of bring our own ideas and our willpower with us and bring it into this space. And so that's what I intend with this channel, is bring some education to people. And I got a lot of ideas how we can implement cryptocurrencies. My goal is also to help the poor, and I'm doing that in other channels. So yeah, I wish you a wonderful day, and don't get too overwhelmed with the space. Just take little steps, baby steps, day by day, and you'll get there. So I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you tune in again. And stay sane. See ya.